The Salem Witch Trials of 1692 remain one of the most infamous episodes in American history, characterized by mass hysteria, fear, and the persecution of innocent individuals. To understand the causes of this tragic event, it's essential to delve into the historical context, social dynamics, and psychological factors that contributed to the outbreak of witch hunts in colonial Massachusetts. The roots of the Salem witch trials can be traced back to the deeply religious and patriarchal society of the Massachusetts Bay Colony in the late 17th century. Puritanism, a strict form of Protestantism, exerted a powerful influence over daily life, shaping both individual behavior and communal norms. The Puritans viewed the world through a lens of religious absolutism, where morality was defined by adherence to divine law and deviation from orthodoxy was seen as a grave sin. In this atmosphere of religious fervor and social conformity, superstition and fear of the unknown flourished. The Puritans believed in the existence of witches, individuals who had made pacts with the devil and possessed supernatural powers, and viewed witchcraft as a malevolent force that threatened the spiritual and moral integrity of the community. The fear of witches was deeply ingrained in the collective psyche, reinforced by biblical teachings, folk beliefs, and local legends. The events that precipitated the Salem witch trials began in early 1692, when several young girls in the village of Salem Village, including the daughter and niece of the local minister, began exhibiting bizarre behavior. They claimed to be afflicted by mysterious ailments and accused several women in the community of bewitching them. Among the accused was Tituba, a Caribbean slave who worked in the household of Samuel Parris, the minister of Salem Village. Tituba's status as a slave and her foreign origin made her an easy target for suspicion and scapegoating. Under pressure from authorities, Tituba confessed to practicing witchcraft and implicated other women in the community. Her confession set off a chain reaction of accusations and arrests, as dozens of individuals were accused of witchcraft based on flimsy evidence and hearsay. The trials quickly spiraled out of control, fueled by rumors, paranoia, and religious hysteria. From a psychological perspective, the Salem witch trials can be understood as a manifestation of collective hysteria, a phenomenon characterized by irrational beliefs, mass delusions, and the spread of panic within a community. Hysteria often arises in times of crisis or uncertainty, when individuals feel vulnerable and powerless in the face of external threats. In the case of Salem, the combination of religious zealotry, social tensions, and economic instability created a fertile environment for the emergence of mass hysteria. The accused in the Salem witch trials were often marginalized individuals who deviated from the social norms of the community. They included women like Bridget Bishop, Sarah Good, and Rebecca Nurse, whose reputations were tarnished by unfounded accusations and prejudiced judgments. The trials provided an outlet for the expression of underlying tensions and resentments within Salem Village, as well as an opportunity for individuals to settle personal scores and eliminate perceived threats. The proceedings of the Salem witch trials were marked by egregious violations of due process and basic human rights. The accused were subjected to harsh interrogation tactics, including physical torture, in an attempt to extract confessions. Those who maintained their innocence faced a rigged legal system, where hearsay and spectral evidence were admissible in court, and the burden of proof fell on the accused to prove their innocence. The trials reached a climax in the summer of 1692, with the execution of 19 individuals convicted of witchcraft, including several prominent members of the community. The executions sent shockwaves through colonial Massachusetts, prompting public outcry and calls for an end to the proceedings. The trials finally came to an end later that year, as public opinion turned against the proceedings and authorities began to question the validity of the evidence. In the aftermath of the Salem witch trials, the Massachusetts Bay Colony grappled with the legacy of the tragedy and sought to reckon with the injustices that had occurred. The trials exposed the dangers of unchecked religious zealotry and the importance of protecting individual rights and liberties in the face of mass hysteria. They also prompted reforms in the colonial legal system, including the abolition of spectral evidence and the requirement of corroborating evidence in witchcraft trials. The Salem witch trials have left an indelible mark on American culture and collective memory, serving as a cautionary tale about the dangers of intolerance, prejudice, and mob mentality. They have inspired countless works of literature, art, and scholarship, including Arthur Miller's play, The Crucible, which allegorizes the trials as a commentary on McCarthyism and the Red Scare of the 1950s. More than 3 centuries later, the Salem witch trials continue to fascinate and haunt the American imagination, reminding us of the fragility of justice and the enduring power of fear.